Professor Charles Lee, thank you for joining us. Your presentation was entitled, How Markets Become Efficient and Why We Should Care. Can you give us a brief summary of some of the key takeaways of your message?
My main message is that active management should be viewed as a science. There are people who think that active management, and many academics think active management is just hocus pocus nonsense. Others who think that it's just gurus and wizards. But I like to encourage people to think about it as a science, something that contributes to society and something that makes the world better because we have better prices, which we all need.
Active managers are also able to extract the mispricing that we see in the market and thereby helping to make these markets more efficient. Is that a key reason why these active managers are performing a social good?
Yes, I think active managers are engaged in the business of delivering a good. The good is called price. And so some people do it better than others. There are ways to make sausage, and there are right ways and there are wrong ways, and same thing with active management.
What about the argument, though, that active managers are not charging fees that correlate fairly to what they're producing?
Well, I would say that just like any other business, you're going to notice that there will be pricing differences and performance differences, and it's in the interest of the consumer to be informed about these things.
Are there differences in how markets in developed economies and markets in emerging economies move towards market efficiency, or is it a pretty similar path?
It's similar in many ways. The process is one where people have incentives to actually discover the mispricing and trade on it until it goes away. In emerging markets, it's a little harder to do because the economy is moving faster and you have to make a forecast. But the pace of change is so fast that the forecast is less accurate. But in terms of the approach and the methodology, it's the same.
In your presentation, you talked about noise trading and the role of noise traders in the market efficiency process. You gave the example of muddy waters, in fact. Could you talk a bit more about that and explain a bit more about what you meant?
In behavioral economics, we talk about people called noise traders. Noise traders are people who are trading on noise as if it were information. And so the puzzle among many professors is why would people who consistently trade badly survive in the market? And the point I'd like to make is that, in fact, we're all noise traders. We never know for sure when we're trading whether we're right or wrong. And so, in a sense, the enemy is within. We are all trying to reduce the noise in our trading, but noise trading is a very big part of this price discovery process. And Muddy Waters is an example of a research firm who has been torpedoing a number of Chinese companies, alleging that they are fraudulent and that they're not worth as much as the market capitalization indicates. Now, they could be right, they could be wrong. At this point, it is truly muddy waters because we don't know exactly what's inside those companies. And I think that is a good picture of how markets work. Oftentimes, none of us are positive exactly what the truth is until the time comes.
So the takeaway here, or the key lesson, would be that we need to learn to rely less on the noise, or that we have to actually be aware that the noise exists and learn to separate the noise from the information.
I think awareness is the first step. We need to acknowledge that we are often wrong. And that's true of professionals as well as individuals.
Banks around the world right now are under pressure to take out or separate their proprietary trading desks. Do you think that will reduce the process towards market efficiencies if you take out one player who ostensibly is there to help create pricing efficiencies?
The bank, an investment bank, has many different functions. The proprietary trading desk trades their own money. That is, it trades as a principal. Now, the reason why people have said that they should do it with it is a conflict of interest problem. The problem is that they are, on the one hand, running other people's money, on the other hand, running their own money. Now, there have been situations where actually the two pieces of money were in the opposite sides of the same trade. And there you could see the potential conflict of interest. The people who are running the prop desk, when they make $1, they keep all of that dollar. When they're running somebody else's money, they make only a fee. So, 1% maybe. Now, when things are, in terms of information, and they have conflict incentives, you could see why this might be a problem. I'm actually in favor of separating out the prop desks and isolating the asset management or principal trading of investment banks.
But in terms of market inefficiencies, does that make it more difficult for the market to reach this efficiency level?
I don't think so. I think that the functions served by the prop desks will be taken up either by spinning off those operations or by having other players, those who are currently in prop desks, go off and start their own companies.